The baker and his wife yearned for a child. Every kneaded loaf of bread, every perfectly frosted cake, served as a reminder of their silent home. Their little shop, usually filled with the aroma of yeast and sugar, felt like an empty cavern.
A child you crave, and a child you shall have, but first a price must be paid.
The witch revealed a curse. Long ago, she claimed, the baker's father had stolen from her garden Rapunzel's golden hair, the slipper of Cinderella, a cow as white as milk, a cape as red as blood, a strand of golden hair from Rapunzel, and a golden egg from a goose. These were the ingredients for a potion to break the curse.
Fear gripped my heart. I barely remembered the stories of my father's exploits, yet the longing for a child outweighed my fear. I would gather the ingredients no matter the cost.
Find what I seek, or the curse will remain.
The baker and his wife ventured into the woods. The air was thick with the scent of pine and the whispers of ancient trees. Every step they took seemed to echo with the stories of those who had walked the path before them. Their journey was fraught with uncertainty, but they held on to their hope. The forest was a labyrinth of shadows and light, each twist and turn a test of their resolve. They clung to each other, their hands intertwined, drawing strength from their shared determination. They sought Cinderella first, her glass slipper a shimmering memory in the minds of the townsfolk. The slipper, a symbol of dreams and magic, was their first clue in this quest. They hoped that Cinderella's kindness would extend to them in their time of need.
I understand your yearning for a different kind of happiness. I will help you. Cinderella's voice was soft, yet resolute, her eyes reflecting the hardships she had overcome. She knew the pain of longing and the joy of dreams fulfilled.
Next, they found Jack, now a grown man but forever known for his beanstalk. The beanstalk, towering and majestic, was a reminder of his daring adventure and the wealth it had brought him. Yet Jack's heart was heavy with the memories of the giant he had defeated. He was reluctant, the goose a source of his fortune. The golden goose had been his salvation, turning his life from poverty to prosperity. Parting with it was not an easy decision, but he saw the desperation in the baker's eyes.
Seeing your desperation, I will give you a golden egg, though my heart feels heavy with a premonition. Jack's voice trembled as he handed over the egg, a symbol of his sacrifice. He hoped that his gift would bring the baker and his wife the same fortune it had brought him.
Their journey led them to Rapunzel, her once captive hair now cut short. Rapunzel's tower was a distant memory, her freedom hard won. Her hair, once a symbol of her captivity, was now a testament to her resilience. A single golden strand remained, kept safe as a reminder of her past. The strand was a relic of her former life, a piece of the fairy tale that had shaped her destiny. She offered it willingly, understanding the power of such a token.
Here, take this strand. Rapunzel's voice was filled with empathy, her eyes reflecting the struggles she had endured. She knew the value of freedom and the lengths one would go to achieve it. We share a longing for freedom. The baker and his wife felt a deep connection with Rapunzel, their shared experiences binding them together. They knew that each person they met was a piece of the puzzle they needed to solve.
Finally, they found themselves at the door of a humble cottage. The cottage, nestled at the edge of the forest, exuded a sense of warmth and safety. It was a stark contrast to the dark woods they had traversed. A young woman cloaked in red greeted them. Her red cloak was a symbol of her own journey, a tale of bravery and survival. She welcomed them with a smile, her eyes filled with understanding.
Without hesitation, I offer you my cloak, a symbol of my own battles fought and won. Her voice was strong, her determination evident. She knew the importance of their quest and was willing to contribute to their cause.
The baker's basket was nearly full. Each item they had collected was a testament to the kindness and sacrifices of those they had met. The basket was heavy with the weight of their journey, but also with the hope it represented. Only one item remained, the milk-white cow. The cow, a symbol of purity and sustenance, was the final piece of their quest. They knew that finding it would bring them one step closer to fulfilling the witch's demands and securing their future. Deep in the forest, they stumbled upon a peculiar sight. The air was thick with the scent of pine and the distant chirping of birds. The forest seemed alive, whispering secrets to those who dared to venture into its depths. The adventurers, a curious couple, had been exploring for hours, their eyes wide with wonder at the magical surroundings. A young woman, her voice like velvet, was trying to milk a scrawny, brown cow. Her hands moved with practiced ease, yet the cow remained stubborn. The woman's face was a picture of determination, her brow furrowed in concentration. She whispered soothing words to the cow, hoping to coax it into cooperation. It was clear the cow refused to cooperate. The animal's eyes were wide with a mix of fear and defiance, its body tense and unyielding. The woman sighed, her shoulders slumping in defeat. She glanced around the forest as if seeking some unseen help or guidance.
This is no ordinary woman but Milky White, the cow from the tale of Jack and the Beanstalk. The man's voice was filled with awe and recognition. He stepped closer, his eyes fixed on the cow with a mixture of reverence and curiosity. The stories he had heard as a child came rushing back, filling him with a sense of wonder.
Milky White lowed sadly. The sound was a mournful cry that echoed through the forest, tugging at the hearts of those who heard it. The cow's eyes were filled with a deep sadness, a reflection of the hardships it had endured. The adventurers felt a pang of sympathy for the poor creature. The giant's wife had taken all her milk that morning, leaving none to share. The empty pail beside Milky White was a stark reminder of the cow's plight. The adventurers exchanged glances, their minds racing with thoughts of how they could help. The baker, remembering the giant's golden harp from the story, struck a deal with Milky White. His voice was calm and reassuring as he spoke to the cow, explaining his plan. He promised to retrieve the harp, a symbol of hope and magic, in exchange for a pail of milk. The cow listened intently, its eyes reflecting a glimmer of hope.
I will retrieve the harp from the giant's castle. The man's voice was filled with determination and resolve. He knew the journey would be perilous, but he was willing to take the risk. The thought of helping Milky White and securing the final ingredient for the witch's potion gave him the strength he needed. In return, you will provide a pail of your milk. The man's words were a promise, a pact sealed with mutual trust. Milky White nodded, her eyes filled with gratitude. The adventurers felt a sense of purpose, their hearts lightened by the prospect of helping the magical cow.
The baker, though terrified, climbed the precarious beanstalk once more. Each step was a test of his courage, the beanstalk swaying under his weight. The forest below seemed to shrink as he ascended, the world becoming a blur of green and blue. His heart pounded in his chest, but he pressed on, driven by his promise to Milky White. He managed to steal back the harp, narrowly escaping the giant's wrath. The giant's roars echoed through the castle, shaking the very walls. The baker's hands trembled as he clutched the harp, his breath coming in ragged gasps. He sprinted down the beanstalk, the giant's footsteps thundering behind him, but luck was on his side and he reached the ground safely. Returning to Milky White, the baker traded the harp for a pail of milk, marveling at the cow's intelligence and kindness. The cow's eyes sparkled with gratitude as she handed over the pail. The milk was rich and creamy, a testament to Milky White's magical nature. The baker felt a deep sense of accomplishment, knowing he had fulfilled his promise. The final ingredient secured, the baker and his wife returned to the witch. Their journey had been long and arduous, but they had succeeded. The witch's eyes gleamed with approval as she accepted the pail of milk. She began to prepare the potion, her hands moving with practiced ease. Hope bloomed in their chests, as bright and fragrant as the freshly baked bread they longed to share with their child. The aroma of the bread filled the air, a symbol of their hard-earned success. The couple exchanged smiles, their hearts filled with hope and anticipation for the future. The witch, true to her word, brewed the potion. Her hands moved with practiced precision, adding ingredients that shimmered and glowed in the dim light of her cottage. The air was thick with the scent of herbs and something more mysterious, something ancient. A strange light emanated from the cauldron, casting eerie shadows on the walls of her cottage. The flickering light seemed almost alive, dancing and shifting as if it had a will of its own. The witch muttered incantations under her breath, her voice a low, melodic hum that resonated with the very essence of the potion. The baker and his wife held their breath as the witch handed them a small vial filled with a swirling, luminescent liquid. Their eyes widened in awe and trepidation, the weight of their hopes and dreams resting in that fragile glass container. They exchanged a glance, a silent agreement passing between them. They drank, the potion surprisingly sweet on their tongues. It was unlike anything they had ever tasted, a blend of flavors that defied description. As the liquid coursed through their bodies, they felt a warmth spreading from their hearts, a sense of peace and fulfillment that they had longed for. Months later, their wish came true. The baker's wife's belly swelled with new life, and their home was filled with the joyous anticipation of a child. They prepared a nursery, filling it with handmade toys and soft blankets, each stitch a testament to their love and hope. A baby girl, her cries as sweet as birdsong, filled their home. They marveled at her tiny fingers and toes, her delicate features, and the way she seemed to bring light into every corner of their lives. They knew they had been blessed beyond measure.
We named her Willow, for she was as delicate and strong as the willow tree that stood by the stream near our home. The tree had always been a symbol of resilience and grace, bending but never breaking, and it seemed a fitting name for our precious daughter.
Their bakery flourished, filled with the laughter of customers. The scent of freshly baked bread and pastries wafted through the air, drawing people from far and wide. The baker and his wife worked side by side, their hearts light with the joy of their growing family and thriving business, and the sweet scent of Willow's baby milk. The simple, everyday moments became treasures, each one a reminder of the magic that had touched their lives. They cherished the quiet evenings, the soft coos of their daughter, and the warmth of their home. Cinderella, with her prince, was blessed with twins. Their castle echoed with the sounds of laughter and play, a testament to the happiness that had found its way into their lives. The prince, once a lonely figure, now found joy in the simple pleasures of family life. Jack, showered with riches from the goose's golden eggs, was the envy of the village. His newfound wealth brought him comfort and security, but also the realization that true happiness could not be bought. He shared his fortune with those in need, finding fulfillment in generosity. Rapunzel, free from her tower, found love with a wandering minstrel. Together they traveled the land, their hearts light with the freedom and adventure they had always dreamed of. Their love story became a legend, inspiring others to seek their own paths to happiness. Little Red Riding Hood, now a respected seamstress, was known for her bravery and kindness. Her shop became a haven for those in need, a place where stories were shared and friendships forged. She found joy in her work and the community she had built. For a while it seemed like happiness, like the aroma of freshly baked bread, lingered in the air. The village thrived, each family finding their own slice of joy and contentment. The bonds between neighbors grew stronger, and the sense of community was palpable. But fate, like dough left unneeded, had other plans. The winds of change began to blow, bringing with them challenges and trials that would test the strength and resilience of the villagers. Yet, even in the face of adversity, the lessons of love, hope, and community would endure, guiding them through the darkest of times.